Mr. Payne, you retweeted the following statement. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Now, that's a pretty bold statement.
I'm sorry, Senator, is that a news article?
No, sir. That's a retweet here. You tweeted this out. Tell me which justices are for sale.
I don't recall that tweet, but
Here it is. November 21, 2022. Can you tell me which justices are for sale?
Senator John Kennedy puts Democratic witness Mr. Payne in the hot seat over inflammatory tweets claiming Supreme Court justices are for sale. Watch as Kennedy methodically presents evidence of past social media posts that accuse judges of being politicians in robes who thrive on corruption. The witness's denials and explanations crumble under Kennedy's prosecutorial questioning style. This Senate hearing moment exposes the gap between provocative political rhetoric and the responsibility to back up serious allegations with evidence. See why this exchange went viral and what it reveals about the ongoing debate over Supreme Court ethics, judicial accountability, and the integrity of America's highest court. The confrontation raises critical questions. Are concerns about judicial ethics legitimate, or are they politically motivated smears? How should advocacy organizations balance attention-grabbing messaging with factual accuracy? Kennedy's cross-examination forces these questions into the spotlight in the most dramatic way possible. Full context, complete exchange, and analysis of what this means for the future of Supreme Court transparency debates. Let's dive into the main video.
Chairman, and thanks to all of our witnesses who have joined us today. Mr. Payne, let me start with you, sir. You're kind of in the middle here. You work for the Campaign Legal Center, is that right?
that's correct.
Is your website campaignlegal.org?
Correct.
Okay. Does not the front page of your website say, I'm going to quote here, I want to get it right, the current U.S. Supreme Court is a threat to our democracy. The current U.S. Supreme Court is a threat to our democracy. Did I read that right?
What I can say is that our organization...
But is that on your website?
I am not certain exactly what's on the website.
Here it is, right here,
Okay.
big as Dallas.
What that refers to is the voting rights voting rights cases of the Supreme Court. Our organization is a voting rights organization that fights for all Americans to have the ability to vote.
Yeah, but you got to click a bunch of times to find that explanation. I just want to make sure I read that correctly. A few months ago, Mr. Payne, you retweeted the following statement. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Now, that's a pretty bold statement.
I'm sorry, Senator, is that a news article?
No, sir. That's a retweet here. You tweeted this out. Tell me which justices are for sale.
I don't recall that tweet, but
Here it is. November 21, 2022. Can you tell me which justices are for sale?
No.
Are any of them for sale?
No, the problem is that the American public has a perception that some justices may be.
I'm going to establish the point first. I want to know, you tweeted this out. Do you believe that some justices are for sale? And if so, which ones?
No, Senator, I do not believe that justices are for
Then why'd you
sale.
tweet this out?
What, can you provide more context of what that is? that
I'll get you a copy, but here it is. I
Okay.
checked it and triple checked it. You also said less than a month ago that John Roberts, you retweeted this out. John Roberts is a disgrace.
No, I actually.
Not I disagree with Justice Roberts. Well, you didn't call him Chief Justice Roberts. You called him John Roberts.
No, this is,
You retweeted this.
no, Senator, I did not retweet that.
Yes, sir, you did, right here.
I will
It's
need
big
to
as
see,
Dallas.
can you provide a copy to me
Sure.
now? But
Sure.
I did not retweet
Can you
that.
tell me why you think Chief Justice Roberts is a disgrace?
I did not say that, did not retweet that.
Oh, okay. Maybe Twitter got it wrong.
Someone got it wrong.
Let me ask you this, because the unstated premise of all this, sometimes it's stated, but the unstated premise of all this is that some justices have been bribed. Let's just cut to the chase. Okay?
Senator John Kennedy's masterful cross-examination of Mr. Payne stands as a textbook example of how to hold witnesses accountable for reckless rhetoric that undermines public trust in our institutions. Kennedy didn't just ask questions, he systematically dismantled a narrative built on inflammatory social media posts and forced a witness to confront the chasm between provocative accusations and actual evidence. This wasn't political grandstanding, it was necessary accountability. The facts speak for themselves. Mr. Payne's organization declared the Supreme Court a threat to our democracy on their website. He shared tweets claiming justices were for sale and called Chief Justice Roberts a disgrace. Yet when pressed to provide a single name, a single example, any concrete evidence to support these explosive claims, Mr. Payne had nothing. His retreat from his own words was complete and telling. Kennedy exposed what many Americans suspect, that certain advocacy groups traffic in hyperbolic attacks designed to delegitimize institutions whenever those institutions reach conclusions they dislike. Kennedy's approach was both fair and devastating. He didn't ambush the witness with obscure statements taken out of context. He quoted from the witness's own organization's website and his own Twitter account, complete with dates. He gave Mr. Payne every opportunity to defend his positions or provide evidence. The witness chose to do neither, instead claiming he couldn't recall tweets or denying retweets that Kennedy had documented. This pattern of evasion only strengthened Kennedy's central point. If you're going to accuse Supreme Court justices of corruption, you'd better have the courage to stand behind those accusations when questioned. The broader significance of this exchange cannot be overstated. The Supreme Court's legitimacy depends on public confidence that justices decide cases based on law, not politics or personal profit. Baseless accusations of corruption spread through social media and advocacy websites poison that confidence without cause. Kennedy performed a public service by forcing one prominent voice in this campaign to either put up or shut up. Mr. Payne chose the latter, and in doing so, vindicated Kennedy's skepticism about the entire ethics scandal narrative. Some will argue Kennedy was defending a flawed status quo, but he was actually defending something more fundamental: the principle that serious accusations require serious evidence. In an age where social media allows anyone to level devastating charges without consequence, Kennedy reminded us that words still matter, truth still matters, and when you claim justices are for sale, you'd better be able to say which ones and prove it. He couldn't, and Kennedy made sure everyone knew it.